What does a perfect day look like for you?
Perfect day. So I'll start with food. I'm not a foodie, but
Okay.
I think a perfect day would be one that I start like with a very nice meal.
Okay.
Yeah, and it's nothing too serious. I love bread a lot, so
Okay. Okay.
so I mean, if I just wake up to a very nice tea,
Mm-hmm.
and then of course I won't tell you how many loaves I would eat,
I know maybe like half of it.
but that would be perfect then. Of course, being out here, or just on my laptop doing what I love.
Okay.
Or yeah, even if I'm not making money that day, but making money is a perfect makes every day perfect. So if I'm out here working, I know it's going to fetch me money. So yeah, it's like
Perfectly
diving
like
into a perfect.
as far as money is involved, it's perfect
Hmm.
for you.
Is that a perfect day for you?
It is, I mean. Okay, do you think people know who you are outside work?
Hmm. You mean like
Your personality
personality?
outside work?
I think I'm two different personality when I'm just by myself first, and then when I'm outside.
Okay.
And it's because um so usually um a lot of people know me to be like reserved, quiet,
Yeah, I know
uh-huh.
you to be that.
But um I think when I'm like in a very comfy place, I'm not really that guy. Like, look at me here now, chit chatting with you and telling you stuff.
Yeah.
So you really can tell this nigga is noisy, right? This nigga allowed you your okay. So, but generally, I think a lot of people outside work don't
Yeah.
really know any other thing. Like, I've, I don't know if it's a good thing or a bad thing, but I think a lot of people just know me as that nigga that is like creative. I'm sorry I used the word nigga a lot,
It's okay.
but like it's either I'm like they know me as a product designer or the 3D artist guy or the artist guy who sings
Yeah.
or just basically that. And um, I'd say it's kind of like balance because I try to keep a cycle that maintains the same
Yeah.
energy. So even the people who are like friends are either people who are like music artists or producers or creatives as myself or designers. So my cycle is like sort of like tight. So yeah, people a bit know me, but generally, if you're meeting me, I'm like two different personalities.
You said music. That's true. I've seen your video, Christy music.
Yeah,
Is that something you want to explore, or
uh,
just for fun?
I don't know.
Okay.
I just, to be honest, I've tried to stay away from music for like
Why?
a long time. Uh, I don't know. It's I feel like the music part of me makes me look unserious, and I've said it to a friend before. Yeah,
I'm not going to say anything
honestly.
about it.
So I honestly feel like music makes me look unserious outside. So
Okay.
let me make you. So I'll paint a picture for you. So
Okay.
usually, before I struggle to separate my Instagram accounts. So before I maintained one, and then it was always funny when a client hits me up to probably see my content, my job or something.
Yeah.
And then I'm taking them to the same page. They might go and see me
Music.
dancing, and this is
Yeah.
somebody coming from a professional
Yeah.
background. It's going to look like, okay, who is this guy?
Who
Is
is
he
this?
even fit for the job? Do you get?
Yeah.
And generally, I feel like, okay, so sometimes I'm out there probably doing like speaking, and then these
Mm.
people might decide to go and
Go and
check my
check you out.
and they like, this
Okay.
nigga, this guy does not look like who he poses to
Hmm.
be.
Yeah.
So, but the reason why I'm still doing music is that it's something that I love. Honestly,
Okay.
like the next easy thing for me to do or make is music if I'm not doing designs. Like so usually if you're in my home,
Yeah.
I'm like my house, I have like my workspace has a mic by its side and I have a sound card. So if I'm not designing readily, I'm probably trying to make music.
Okay, sing for me now. Just,
Oh
just think of
no
anything. Okay, let's go.
no no
Should I give you a beat?
uh-uh. No. Okay, that's.
Okay.
I'll
So
sing for you later.
that's fine. So you mentioned something about separating your hobby from your job.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think that's something a lot of creatives have to do?
Uh, so it's something I feel they need to do, but also it's also good if you're able to, because the whole goal sometimes is to find, is to always be in that position where you're doing what is like a hobby, but also your career,
Yeah.
right? But the problem is that sometimes it's hard to really build, that, because I feel like sometimes what you love might not even be like straightforward. Like me, if let's say I was chasing music now, which could be like a serious thing, but then to be honest, I probably won't be earning readily with my music, and then bills need to be paid and all of that. So it's just going to be a bit unbalanced for me to just want to do music. So same like for design,
Yeah.
a lot of people know me as a 3D artist, like a visual
Yeah.
artist. Yeah, because that's like what I usually love to create. But then I realized that over time, like a lot of clients that reach out to me don't really come for like visual arts or 3D designs. They usually will come for product design, because my professional niche is product design. So I'm like, Omo. So I love doing this
Yeah.
3D stuff, but then it's going to take a while before I get a lot of like clientele that will really pay me as a 3D artist. But then now I'm getting recommendations, I'm getting gigs from product design. So I mean, why I just had to do away with 3D, but I didn't totally keep it all. So what I do is like I produce. There was a time I wear a lot of t-shirts that I wear were my custom made t-shirts. So I just think of an idea and then I print it on my shirt.
Awesome.
So at least I'm wearing something that was created by me. And sometimes I just go to places like I'll show you one of the designs that people love so much.
Okay.
And then we're like, oh, where did you get this shirt? I'm like, it's my actually, can I get one? Okay, yeah, sure.
Oh,
So,
that's nice and strategic.
as basic as averageness. And I often felt like that was something that for me I had to pray out of my life, like being average. So
Yeah.
I'm just that guy that if I'm in the room, I get noticed. But I'm not being noticed as the best. I'm not being noticed as the bad. I'm just being noticed as the guy in the room. Do you get that kind of thing? When I was in primary school, right? I remember this day in class where like it was a maths class and the teacher solved one maths like that, and he now told us, gave us an assignment on the board, an exercise, and said whoever solves it, he's going to give me, I think it was like 20 naira or so. And everybody in class was just calling random answers, and they were wrong. I had an answer in my mind that I had solved, and I was sure that that was the answer. It just was the thing of me saying answer, just calling. Everybody was just saying 8, 9, the
What's
wrong.
up, 20 naira?
Do you get? It's just a thing that I could also call my number 20, and
Yeah.
if I'm wrong, nobody will look at me. I was so afraid of calling the wrong thing that I didn't say anything. And people call, like, let's say maybe random people were just calling until the teacher gave up, and then he just kind of like just said, okay, so we are all wrong. The answer is this. That's when I'm like, oh, I solved it.
Time don't pass.
Time don't pass. Okay. So I realized that, okay, so I'm in the room. I knew the answer, but either I was afraid of
Same.
being saying it and then being noticed as the person who didn't know, as being wrong or something like that. So I
Yeah.
held back. And then that was a pattern that continued even in secondary school. Looking at the kind of person I want to be, the kind of teacher I want to be. I won't just get there being average. I would like, I could get there being noticed. But then I'm just in the room.
You're not
You're just playing the
outstanding.
background. It's like think of an orchestra now or a musical performance. The backup are playing a very key role
Important
to the music.
role.
Like a lot of the
But
melodies might even be coming
them.
from them. And I'm not saying you have to be the spotlight guy. Do you get? But there's just something about just being
I mean, people will recognize the person that is leading the song more
Do,
than the ones that are
do you
actually
get?
doing the
Thank you. So
main
that's what I
work.
mean, like being in the background. Like you're there, you're not bad, but you're not taking the
No,
prominence of somebody who is there, and you're not. We can't say you were outside
you're just
physically, you know.
there.
Yeah,
You're just
and I feel
there.
like it also extends to life, and I feel like it's a loop that a lot of us are probably would, a lot of humans would probably just live the average life, so they didn't live the fullest of their potential, and then some were terrible. They couldn't get
Okay.
to that.
Don't
Then
you
the
think
average guy is probably the normal guy that is just surviving. Is
it's not poor,
he's
it's
just
not
making
rich, it's
he's
just
just making do what he has and the regular guy.
if you
Do you
come,
get?
it doesn't come, I'm good.
You know.
But I feel like everything still boils down to like mindset. Because you have already noticed like mindset and being self-aware.
Mm-hmm.
You have already noticed this. And I feel that's like a step for you to
Yeah.
not being average, to being
Being
where you
above
want
me.
to be.
Yeah.
Because there's sometimes that there's something going on in your life, but you don't even notice it.
There
You
is,
notice it
yeah.
maybe when time has already passed,
Mm-hmm.
and stuff like that. So
Yeah.
I feel it's this whole mindset thing. You already have the mindset like, oh, I don't want to be below my
Mm-hmm.
potential. I'm to ask you something
Mm-hmm.
because everybody has like this general knowledge of what success should be like.
Yeah.
So what's that one particular thing that you don't believe in anymore in regards to success? Like this is it. Like this is the protocol you have to follow.
To
Or
make
maybe one motto or proverb or something. Yeah.
honestly, I don't know. I don't know if I'm the right because I feel like I'm still in that journey,
Hmm.
right? But um I would just be denying, my growth over time if I say I'm not like at a very better level than I was. Yeah. So I feel like there's really there's no manual to this thing. I was talking with a friend, sorry to bring this, but I
Yeah,
was
yeah,
talking,
yeah.
he's married, but he's like my guy. And he's like 2 years married already or so. So and he was just telling me his own experience of marriage because I asked him. And then he was telling me that no manual for this thing. You have to just
Figure it
be
out.
into this thing and figure it out yourself. So, but there are principles. Do
Hmm.
you get? So, what are the principles? Of course, success won't just randomly come if you're just being lazy. So that's like a principle. But how do you apply it? Like I can't really tell you that you should wake up every night and burn that midnight candle. Because I mean you don't have to, do you get? For some people they just need to pick up a skill. But just being idle might just be
Yeah.
what will limit you.
Finish.
Yeah. Then of course the consistency is a principle. Do you get? So I feel like that's so it's not really so I feel like when people think about success, they think of it as a pathway to follow. Like it's like there's this defined thing.
Is it
It's a
destination?
destination, yeah, but no, or yeah, it's a destiny, but it's a journey, right? So
My
it's more like
destination.
it's more like a principle that if you're applying them, it's like consistency. Consistency just works. Um, Whatever you're doing just becomes a part of you. It becomes a second nature. I used to love reading about the 10,000 hour rule.
I have no idea what that
So you
is.
should check it out. So it's something that says that whatever you're able to spend, you can be able to spend at least 10,000 hours doing. You become a master of it.
Hmm.
Do you get? And if you look at it, it's actually impossible to just stay doing one thing for like 10,000 hours. You get, you have to leave, you have to be out. But if you look at it, dedicating 10 hours means at least you're doing it every day, and then it becomes a second nature. So that's literally what I think. Yeah. I say if you have like a formula for success that I haven't discovered.
Because you just see 10 things to do to become successful. You see books like so I mean you're filling my head with a lot of knowledge, I swear, because sometimes people will just, oh, if you want to do marriage, go and read this book. And in
Yeah.
my head, I'm like, you're writing your experience for me. I cannot
Mhm.
use your own map to find myself. Like,
Thank you.
you're writing your own experience doesn't mean that I have to. And that's where people make a lot of mistake. Like,
Yeah.
they have, as I am, I don't have a mentor.
Well, personally, I also, but there are people I follow.
I just look at what they
They
do,
do.
but
Thank
I
you.
don't want to become them.
Yeah.
I mean, like you said, principles, like, okay, this person shows up like how many times a day. I don't have to show up. Like, my strength might not be up to
Yeah.
that. I have to do what works for me, but I still have to do the right thing.
Hmm.
If maybe they show up like 6 a.m. every day,
Yeah.
I can show up 12 p.m. every day. We're still doing the same consistency, but at different patterns and in different ways and
Yeah.
all of that. I don't have a mentor.
Yeah. You know, an analogy could be like we're creators, right?
Yes.
And somebody might want to be like start their journey of creating, but they're thinking of the right gadget, they're thinking of the
Yeah.
right time, and they all. So they might think what to do is to like feed themselves with a lot of content on Instagram. You know, just keep
Watching.
consuming. But then that's like applicably like one principle. But another one that would make you become a better creator is that you're actually out there trying it, making the mistakes. Do you get? So like showing up, like you mentioned. And I feel like truly, like honestly, speaking about like learning about people, right? Is so and it's why I'm going to say something that you might also want to kick against, but I don't also not that I don't believe, but especially when people talk about love languages. I don't entirely believe that there are like that the whole the totality of love is cycled around, you know, five things that someone defined. Because it's basically on the concept of a book that someone wrote, right? Or observations that someone made
Yeah.
around humans.
Okay.
Do you get? But I feel like yeah, you may have studied like 1,000 or 1,000,000 people to come up with those. And then you find that in our lives, like those things are repetitive. So it's possible you just love quality time or you love assurances or gifts or what's it now? Service,
Acts of
acts of
service.
service and all of that. But if you look at it closely in totality, that does not define love in its totality. And you can't now, you just can't make like final deductions that, okay, love has to be in this way. Do you get? It's like how when people say, I've made a controversial post about something around that, like talking about love. When people say, men of God, if a guy doesn't communicate, he doesn't love you. I feel like that communication could be the act of conversing about things, could just be, you know, something about love, but it doesn't entirely define love. Do you get? But like I
Why?
said,
What do you mean?
I knew you were going to.
What do you mean? Let me know if you're a red flag.
No,
What
no,
do you
no, no.
mean?
So I just have a perspective to say, but I would recommend you watch the video.
Okay,
Yeah,
then I'll
then we could
understand.
talk more about it.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay, that's fine.
But the point I was trying to make is that if you're trying to love or do anything, it shouldn't be on the basis that you it has to, or if you're looking for, you know, it's random when people are having talking stages. They ask, so what's your love language? That's
Like
the point.
interview.
Do you get? So it's now like you are looking for the expressiveness of love through a certain language. And if it's not in that, so what if
It's build
it's is
resentment.
do you get so if I'm a gift person and then she's not giving me gifts, then it defeats.
Yeah, the resentment will now be there.
Do you
Like,
get
oh, this person doesn't love me.
so that's just the
But
idea.
I mean, there's still other parts to look at this thing. I feel like,
It's a whole
don't
conversation.
worry. Have you ever felt lost while creating?
Mm, yeah, severally. But let me get lost as in
You feel
at
like
a
this is
point
not
where okay,
for you. Like, what am I even doing?
doing yeah, I feel yeah, severally. Um, you know, especially when sometimes you have a certain expectations, right? Like hope
For
deferred makes
yourself or for what
for
you're
even
doing?
what you're doing, you expect certain results.
Yeah.
Yeah, and hope deferred makes the heart sick. So definitely if the hopes of what you want
Yeah.
doesn't turn out to be so, you just this discouragement is just a
A
natural
normal
thing. Yeah, it's just that
feeling.
yeah, when it becomes when it takes the best part of you, that's when. But severally, I mean, there are several times I'm like, okay, do I really need to like rediscover this thing again? Because I'm like, but when I sometimes when I say lost, it's not entirely away from everything I'm doing. So I'm not like a creative, like a videographer, and I'm trying to go and start. Also was a good example. I'm not trying to go and start something in another different field.
Okay.
So for me, what I've tried to do is that whatever I'm doing is circled around creating. Do you get it? It's either I'm trying videography or I'm trying designs, or I feel like those are, or I'm trying, like I mentioned, I draw. So if being a digital artist is not really yielding, then
Yeah.
maybe I should try videography.
Geography
If
still
videography, even if I try music, it's not real. The jig is still circled
around
around.
creating.
Yeah, but if today I'm
Creating.
like a videographer and then tomorrow I just say, oh, let me just go and start furniture making. Do you get?
It's
That's
out
like
of
a
purpose, out of
that's like a total shift. So in my field, um, you know, you can be a generalist, but then sometimes I'm just building health products. Do you get? And then sometimes I'm like, shouldn't I be doing fintech? Or shouldn't I be doing other
something else.
industry? Yeah. So I always question myself, just because I feel like maybe I'm not, so that's it. But I get lost, but I just don't let it move me away. I try to just find redirections back to what I'm still doing. Am I doing it wrongly? And yeah,
So I think like so this is so different from this whole conversation that we've
conversation.
been
Yeah.
having. So I feel like people in the process of trying to reach their potential, they don't know how to rest.
Hmm.
And for me,
Yeah.
I feel like resting is very important because it just when you don't allow your brain to think properly, you just start putting out things like the way we create now. If you're not resting properly, you just start putting out things because you want to put out things, not because you're aiming for an impact or you're trying to build purpose or something. You just let's okay now be let's say you take pictures for example, and your kind of pictures now are maybe about children and stuff like that. So because of that, because you've not been you've not had the opportunity to like go out, take pictures of children and all of that. You just see a cup and you take a picture of a cup. I mean,
Yeah.
while it's still in your whole line of what you're
Yeah.
doing, I just feel like because you know you need to put something out there, it now makes you start doing
Random
something
things.
that doesn't make
Mm-hmm.
any sense. So do you think people need to rest?
So yeah, people need to rest, but as much as I'm saying these things, I'm like I'm still trying to improve on certain areas. Like personally, I don't rest. you know,
For God rested on the seventh day. So what's your problem?
yeah, but then the idea is that God works for 6 days. So I mean, in
So
like,
you're still doing your
so
six
I'm
days.
still in my 6 days. you know, I'm still in my 6 days. So that's the analogy. But resting is important, and but for me, it's like sometimes I'm like hyper. And then it's like my brain is usually even at its best when I'm like stressing things out. But then I reach the point where I'm maxed out. Do you get?
Yeah.
But then I just don't rest to like just sleep. I probably what could be rest is just play games or watch movies. That's like resting technically. But you're
Yeah.
still using the
Using
brain.
your brain.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so or like I mentioned earlier, like I could try music. I'm still using my brain, but I'm just doing something different. And sometimes resting could even just be just leave your laptop. I've designed something before and then I just walked away from my laptop, and then when I came back, then I'm like, why is this color like this? But earlier it was looking perfect,
Looking
but now I'm
perfect. Like the
approaching
thing
it
I
from
know. It happens in writing as
yeah,
well.
so honestly, rest is important, but I think it's also a struggle for me and a lot of creatives. Like a lot of people are just hyper. They just, if you're an extreme workaholic, you just feel like you don't even need rest. But it's bad because for me right now, why it's important is that I realize this is like what I'm doing is going to be like it's a lifelong thing. So while I'm doing it, trying to get better, I should also take care of myself because so that when I'm like 40, my back is not twitching
You don't have
because
arthritis on
you know, yeah, because I've like subjected myself to
it.
so much work, and then my like I've
Yeah.
developed life health
Yeah.
issues, threatening issues, and all of that. So rest is good, and yeah, if you do have some rest tips, things to do, because I feel like I struggle with that and a lot of creatives. Sometimes I just don't know when to stop, but it's important. The fact that I'm not doing like I'm struggling with doesn't mean I know the importance of it. Like even in the creative circle, yeah.
Okay, so what would you tell someone who feels pressured? I mean, you already mentioned earlier that you're still on your own journey,
Hmm.
but what would you tell someone who is just starting that feels pressured about figuring things out immediately?
Sometimes pressure is actually also good, but don't do it so much. You should feel pressured if you are just too reluctant. So, applying that little bit of pressure will make you, just move away from that. But if you already have, like you already have figured out what you want to do, but
Yeah.
you're just thinking about, honestly, just there's no such thing as perfect even. We're all trying to figure it out, right? So just go out there and learn on the job and take the risks, do it. And you know but I used to tell like students that teach, I used to say just be explorative with this thing. The worst that can happen if you're learning an editing software is to use your Control Z, so undo, or probably
Mm,
even just buy a new laptop or buy a new gadget again,
mm,
start all over. So there's um I could really say a lot of sweet things about like what you
yeah,
should do, but honestly, I feel like there's no formula other than just do it, and yeah,
like Nike.
like Nike, and it gets better with time.